Oh, this is my 19th video for the month, and it's 20th, technically the 21st while I'm recording this. What am I going to make a video about? What am I... Oh, I just watched Gremlins 2, and I said yesterday that I would review that. Review Gremlins 2 that. I would review that. Get it? Review number 2. Gremlins 2. I liked it better. I sort of let that slip yesterday, but why? I think it's because it's more fun. They make fun of some of the things in the first Gremlins, like the no eating after midnight rule. Like, well, what if one of them eats something and then gets something stuck in their teeth, and then after midnight it gets out of their teeth? Technically, they didn't eat after midnight. What if one of them goes over a time zone and then eats something, and like they're eating in an airplane, they go over a time zone. I mean, it's always midnight somewhere, or after midnight, or at midnight. You know that show. Anyways, what was I gonna say? It starts off, you know, back in Chinatown, where the first one started. But this time, this business guy is coming over to the old Chinese man who has Gizmo, and he's like, okay, my boss wants to make another offer for you to buy the building so that he can make like a new Chinatown thing here, because he's trying to like make this big Chinatown strip mall thing in Chinatown, and the Chinese man who owns the shop that has a Gizmo, he's the last one that will not sell. So he goes in, the guy goes in to like talk to it for his boss. It's like, are you sure you don't want to make a deal? And like Chinese is like, no, we're not making a deal. And he kept coughing a lot. Then when they get back outside, one of the guys is like, sorry, we couldn't make a deal. It's like, did you hear that cough? He's old. We'll get this place soon enough. And then fast forward to like 6 months or weeks later. I think it was weeks. And well, he died. But wait, what about Billy? Where was he from the first movie that got Gizmo in the first place? He's working at the big business guy who wants to make the Chinatown thing. He's working at his building. Mr. Clamp is his name. The business guy at Clamp something, I don't know. And so Gizmo, as the building is being destroyed, the old man's china shop is being destroyed. He gets out, and these two guys find him in an alley. One of them says, well, it's like I always say, Lewis, if you want to find something weird, go downtown. And this is in New York. I should probably explain that. So they're going, it shows that Billy and his girlfriend, or fiancé, I'm not sure what their relationship is in this movie, they're working at this building. One of them is a tourist, and the other one is a building designer, making the artwork for like the building. Not designer, but like making the like what the artwork would look like for the outside of the building. You know, like I forget what he was. I think it was one of the buildings for the Chinatown project, but it's like he designed like the outside look for the building, and then that's what he does. That's what Billy does. So anyways, there's a delivery guy going through the building to the genetics lab. There's a genetics lab in this building. There's a lot of things. There's a TV network, genetics lab, kitchen. This building has basically everything, which is what makes this Gremlins movie fun, because of all the wacky, crazy stuff the Gremlins get involved in. Toys. They get involved with toys at one point. Anyways, delivery man going through to the genetics section where Gizmo was taken, in the same building as Billy. Anyways, he hears Gizmo whistling his song, and then he's walking by Billy after he left. He's like, Billy's like, where'd you hear that song? Down the I think it's a song by this guy's. No, it's not. I know it's not. Where'd you hear it? It was in the genetics actually. Someone was whispering, not whispering, whistling it. So eventually Billy goes to genetics with a what's it called? Begins with an F. Toolbox. That doesn't make any sense. He goes there, gets Gizmo, gets him out. He busts him out, and then he has to go for like a business meeting thing. And remember one of the rules with the Gremlins: you can't get them wet. Well, Gizmo accidentally gets wet, and so Gizmo gets wet, some more Mogwai get made, eventually after midnight. Let's fast forward to the next day, because this is getting boring. Next day, Gremlins are running around. Gremlins throughout the building, getting into some crazy situations. I'm skipping some details, just because I don't need to get into that much detail. Anyways, they're running around the building, getting into some crazy mess. Some of them get into the genetics lab. One of them drinks a vegetable medley thing, liquid, and becomes like vegetables. They're like their tomatoes on their cheeks. Their like ears are like lettuce. They become the vegetable gremlin. One of them drinks this brain hormone. That's what a character called. Actually, Christopher Lee's character. God rest his soul. He passed away. Was it this year? I think it was this year. God rest his soul. He called it the brain hormone. One of them drinks it and becomes the brain, or brainy. I call him the brain gremlin, where he starts to talk sophisticated, and he has like actual he has an outfit on. He starts talking sophisticated, and he has glasses. And one of the Christopher Lee's character, I don't remember his name, so I'm just going to call him the genetics guy. The genetics guy's like, like before he transforms, like, would you like that? Because he offered him some diseases. So it's like, and his gremlin voice, just after he changed, like, I want to talk about what's happening here, because I think we have some opportunities for some, and he said words, great ramification or something like that, I don't know. There was a gremlin drinking some bat formula, turned him part bats. I didn't see that part though. Not that I saw him become a bat. What I missed was after the sunblock genetic stuff was shot into him by the brainy guy. It's like, why don't you go out there, because you have a great opportunity. You can fly around New York, because gremlins die in sunlight. That's rule number 3. Rule 1 was already broken at this point. No, wait, no. Rule 1 was light. Rule 2 was water. Rule 3 was already broken at this point. So we covered all the rules. Day after midnight, got wet, and now they die in sunlight. This is getting way too long. So he flies out there and he can survive. But as he bursts through the wall, the bat symbol is what you see in the wall. But it's Warner Brothers and they own the rights, so whatever, screw it. Anyways, fast forwarding, there's a bunch of different types of gremlins. There's a female gremlin now, an electric gremlin, a spider gremlin. One of them drinks this stuff, turns him to a spider. They all start off just like normal gremlins, and then eventually some of them have different personalities. Like there's the stupid one, there's the insane one, there's the grumpy one. Some of them take genetic stuff and become different, but all are insane and have a creepy laugh. Anyways, so yeah, they just start causing a bunch of havoc. And people get out of the building except for Billy, his girlfriend, his boss that's not the main boss, and then someone sneaks into the building. One of the people that was traumatized from the Gremlins from the first movie, Um, sneaks into the building the way the main boss of the Mr. Clamp snuck out. There are funny moments I wanted to talk about, but this is getting too long. Anyways, eventually, they trick the Gremlins into thinking it's night by switching the clocks forward 3 hours and putting a tarp over the windows for the main lobby so that they leave the go into the lobby and they're getting ready to leave, and then they're going to drop the tarp, make the sunlight. I probably skipped some details, but screw it. Anyways, they're about to drop the tarp. It's like, alright, you guys ready? Mr. Clamp outside, you guys ready to drop the tarp? And then starts getting, you can see it's getting darker, and you can hear the thunder. It's like, oh, by the way, the one that flew outside, the gremlin, the bat gremlin, he eventually got covered in cement and he flew on top of the church and just the cement hardened. So he's stuck there. Every other gremlin's like pretty much like in the lobby now at this point, except one. I'll get to that in a minute. They're all about to go outside and in the rain, and it's like, okay, we can't drop the tarp on them. So Billy's like, hey, well, except the electrical one, he's on hold in the main boss's office on the phone. That's a funny thing. Yeah, he was on hold. So anyways, I like how they had fun with the different kinds of gremlins they could make. It's like, let's not make the same gremlins. Generic gremlins? No, genetic gremlins. Anyways, Billy's like, alright, get the fire hose and get them all wet. It's like, is that a good idea? In a minute, we'll explain why. So he gets them all wet, and it's like, can you transfer a call from upstairs down here? It's like, yeah, I suppose I could, yeah. So they transfer the electric gremlin down here, down to the lobby area. They get all the other gremlins wet, and then they shoot the electric gremlin out the phone at all the other gremlins, frying all of them, including the electric one. Now they're all dead. Except this guy, the main boss's assistant, not the one I already mentioned, but a different person, his like right-hand man. He is stuck in the bathroom with the female gremlin because she was hitting on him the whole time. It's like, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Not like that, but, and Howie Mandel returned as, Gizmo. So, there at the end, after the gremlins are all defeated, it, shows them, and they're about to, I guess, get married. That was weird. Funny moment I'd like to point out, after a gremlin busts out of a machine after they were making fun of the food rule, like eating after midnight, he bites a guy right here, and then he's like, punches the guy right in the face. Yeah. Gremlin just decks a guy in the face. It's like the only time that happens ever in any of the two movies. Just like, I just thought that was funny. I just now noticed that. This is the first time. It's like, I thought that was hilarious. I don't know. Anyways, I like it more because they got a little more creative with it instead of, alright, well, I mean, of course, the first one was, you don't know how good it's going to be. The second one, alright, let's change things up. They're all stuck in an office building that has automated elevators and just a bunch of different crazy stuff in it. And so they decided, alright, let's not just have them traveling around town causing mayhem, getting drunk at bars, going to movie theaters. No, let's have them go into office building in New York and just have a bunch of crazy stuff in there. TV networks. At one point during the movie, it shows the Gremlins took over the projection booth for the movie, and they start airing Snow White, even though it didn't look like Snow White's. So I don't know if they just didn't have the rights for Snow White anymore, but they said it was Snow White. But then Hulk Hogan's like, you guys think you can stand up to the Hulkster? Air the rest of Gremlins too! And then they do, of course. Anyways, that's one funny moment. A few moments that I noticed are similar for the first two movies. One gremlin shoots another in both of them. This time it was Brainy shooting one. the brain gremlin. In the first one, it was just some gremlin shooting a gremlin that was being annoying in a bar. I noticed that the crazy gremlin did when because he was taken home at one point. I skipped that detail because he was taken to their house because the girlfriend fiance thought, oh, you're Gizmo, right? Okay, and it's like, that's not Gizmo. After Billy got back, but she offered him chicken and he just tossed it, which I thought was interesting because in the first movie, Billy offered Gizmo chicken. It's like, you want this? It's like, mm-mm. And the final parallel is in the first movie at the bar or something. A gremlin flashes the girlfriend. I think her name is Phoebe. Girlfriend. Her name is Girlfriend. And in the second one, one of the gremlins opens up the not the trench coat again, and flashes her. It's like, all right, I'm mad, and kicks it. She gets mad and kicks it. I thought that was interesting. A few interesting parallels between the movies that weren't important to the plot or even needed, but it's like, okay, that's interesting. The chicken not liking, the shooting of another gremlin, and the flashing. Also another thing, the stripe from the first one at the end of the movie shot at Billy, and the mohawk one in this one shot at Billy. Just a few interesting parallels between the movies. Don't know if they did that on purpose, but these are little things that you learn to notice when you watch movies, much as I do. Anyways, I love this movie. I love it so much that I didn't accidentally delete it like I did Gremlins yesterday. That was a mistake. That won't happen again. Well, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. I freaking love this Gremlins movie. And Hollywood, if you're watching this, please, 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 even when you make a new Gremlins movie, because it's in the talk, they're talking about it, it might be in the works, it's like, okay, please make it really good, because I really want a really good Gremlins movie. Okay? It's gotta live up to my love for the second one. There. My second one is the favorite of the two. What I would hope Hollywood would do if they make a new one, go even further than you did with the second one. First one, bunch of gremlin crazy creatures going throughout town causing mayhem. Second one, oh, they got genetic stuff going on. There's different kinds of gremlins now, different personalities for gremlins, and they're in this big fun office building, it has a bunch of crazy stuff. Lego, there was a Lego set, and someone made it to look like a gremlin. There was just a bunch of different fun stuff. Oh, also Gizmo goes Rambo on them, on the spider gremlin. He's he gets a pencil and makes his own little mini bow and arrow. It's catches the pencil on fire and he catches it on fire. I probably should have mentioned that. He actually goes Rambo. He has a headband. He was watching Rambo earlier, but he goes Rambo on the guy. Might have been the same one that decked the guy and was the Mohawk, and yeah. I know Mohawk was the one that drank and became Spider. It's like spiders. Anyways, Gremlins 2. A new batch. The new batch. Not a new batch. The new batch. There was a setup for a third one, but they never made it. If you could just roll with that, Hollywood, that'd be great. Yeah. Or you could just roll with the setup for a third one. Not that that's really necessary, but... And try and make fun of a lot of pop culture. There's a lot of stuff that happened within the past, what was it, nearly 30 years now? Just saying, you could do a lot with that. Nearly 30? Anyways, there was a lot of stuff that happened. Presidents that happened, TV shows that happened, movies that happened, songs, artists, when I say artists, I mean like musicians. There's a lot of stuff that happens. So if you're gonna make a Gremlins 3, go big. Go big. Alright, happy Halloween, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night. And happy Halloween. I'm trying to go creepy with that. I shouldn't. Sorry. Good night.